Okay, here I am in the Vallejo Museum. That is a very, very stylish building, classic. Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good afternoon. Such a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Here I am in Vallejo Naval History Museum, and it's a museum that covers a little bit of the city and the Mare Island naval base, naval shipyard. Now let's take a look. Let's walk around. This side is the reception. You buy a ticket and gift shop. And on this side is the office. And in front of us, with this signature naval shipyard, naval ship design. And this building was built in 1927. So it's about 100 years ago, or precisely 97 years ago. So this was built 100 years ago, 98 years ago, and this used to serve as the city hall. So you can still see some of the structures, some of the places reminds you of a city hall structure, right? This looks like a city chamber, or maybe even courthouse for some city community meeting, city meeting, and beautiful chandelier and structures. And there is also a big glass window for people to check out. And these are some exhibitions of the city, of the city's historical figure, of city's composition, such as the people here. And you will find that this city is actually very, very multicultural, people from all kinds of background. And the reason of it, one of the reasons is because of the naval shipyard, right? Mare Island Naval Shipyard, because the shipbuilders, all the naval service people came here and from all over the world, and building and repairing the boats requires people from not only all over the world, but also not only all over the country, but also all over the world. It requires people not only all over the country, but also all over the world. So this is a little bit of the history part, the South Gallery, and Vallejo at the very, very beginning was occupied by Native Americans, and there is not that much trees like Redwood City with a lot of redwood trees, just through its namesake. oak land, oak trees, and different part of the city, different part of the Bay Area has their own plantation, but Vallejo is mostly rolling hills and not much huge trees, and there were a lot of elks, and those are the people's livelihood. And the city was built thanks to Vallejo, Mariano, Guadalupe Vallejo. And I just came back from Sonoma County, Sonoma. So he built the city of Sonoma, and very interesting, very wise, very unique historical figure. So Mariano Guadalupe Vallejo, he was born in 1808. He was born in in the land of Mexico, and he was a subject of Spain, so he was Spanish, and was born because of Spanish expansion or Spanish colonization of Mexico land. So he was also a Mexican, a Spanish and Mexican, and he came to Alta California in Monterey, and he was a general, and he did quite good, and he got a lot of land grant from the Mexican government. At that time, Mexico was so very huge. Around 1820, 1830, around this time, Mexico is so huge. California, Texas, Colorado, Arizona, all belong to Mexico. And it was so huge that the land becomes abandoned. And if nobody taking care of it, then it will be no use. So Mexican government had the land grant, and General Mariano Vallejo, because of his contribution to the Mexican government, so he got a huge, I forgot the number, huge land grant. And a lot of city was actually built through on the land of his land grant. And now we talk about this place of Vallejo, and he was involved, one of the figure in the Bear Flag Revolt. He was at the beginning of stage of California becoming California. He was one of the instrumental, not because of his active participation, but through his cooperation, and make California to be part of the Union, part of the United States. He did not fight back, and he accepted, and he thought that California will do better to be part of America. And so that was his position in promoting freedom, and in the establishment of California as one of the states of United States, right? In 1850, California became 49, right? We know the Super Bowl league. the 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 the, the, the football league, and so 1850, California, 1850, California became part of United States, accepted, got accepted. Okay, California, you can come in, mostly Outer California, yes, uh, from San Diego and to kind of Eureka area, Calamas mountain area, became um, part of United States. If became a state, we need a capital, right? So Mariano Vallejo donated his land, 156 acres of his land, to make a capital. And therefore, the city where the land was donated and proposed was bearing his name, Vallejo. And Vallejo, this city was built for only 1 week, and not built in 1 week. The city was built. Mariano Vallejo said, come to use this place as capital. And the legislatures and the people came here and found, oh, there were some beautiful buildings, but there was no hotel. Where could we live? So they stayed here for 1 week and then left and talked to the city, talked to Vallejo. Okay, I give you some time, you rebuild it, and we will come back later. 1 year later, so Vallejo was the city capital, was the state capital for 1 week. The second year, uh, they came back, the state, government state, yeah, came back and found still the road and the hotels or the infrastructure was not sufficient. So this time they stayed something like 1 or 2 months. Okay, bon d'accord, I'm enough. So they said, okay, adios. So they moved to Sacramento. So Sacramento became the capital. And Vallejo was 2 times capital city. One time for 1 week, another time 1 year later for something like 1 or 2 months. That's the glorious history of it. And this painting I just saw was painted by a Mexican born artist. He was born in Mexico, and he is Mexican. Ari, Ariola Fortunado. Ariola Fortunado. He was a self-taught artist. How beautiful this painting. He didn't go to art school, and he learned by himself, and he painted Mariano Vallejo, and he was killed through a Naval Academy of Design. He went to New York for an exhibition, but was killed in gunpowder explosion on board ship during the return voyage. And accident took the artist's life. Ah, what a pity. So these must be some of the dignitaries of the local business or local important figure, baseball. And this Vallejo Naval and History Museum boat. This was some of the historical um, artifacts. And Vallejo had Mariano Vallejo had 16 children. Imagine 16 children. He had 16 children, and six didn't make it. 10 of them made into adulthood. And I still remember his oldest son is Andronico, and they had the business um, in Sonoma, in Sacramento, in Vallejo, in gold mine, and mostly they were very successful and instrumental in building the city of Vallejo. And his son or his son-in-law has contributed a lot in the school, in the church, in the infrastructure building. That's as much as I know. Okay, now let's move on. Let's go to the second floor. And the second floor, we will see the naval ship. And in Mare Island, later on, I will go to Mare Island. That used to be a naval ship builder, a shipyard, which built huge ships. And one of the ship, they were famous for being the fastest builder. They have built one ship within 17 days as a world record. And they had built underwater nuclear submarine, something they are proud of. Here are some of, this is a painting of that place. And this afternoon, there will be a performance. Okay, so the shipyard, I think it started, as I remember, it started in 1850 or something. Naval decided to have a shipyard built not only in the East Coast, but also the West Coast to take care of the Pacific Ocean, this front. And the shipyard was used to build ships and to repair ships, not only from, I'm sorry if you cannot hear me, not only from naval fighter ship, but also combat ship, but also commercial ships, because they have the equipment and the facility. So this place seems seems theater. Ooh, that's so fun. That's a lot of, maybe these are the ship logo. And this shipyard finished, so the shipyard closed in 1969, as I heard. It's because with the collapse of Soviet Union, the end of Cold War, there is no more demand, or at that time, they thought there is no more demand of this level of of security of a fighter force. So this place got dismantled, and when the Mare Island first started, it was one of the very, very remote place. Now there are a lot of people, um, a lot of residents, business. At that time, it's hard to imagine, and to come to such a remote place, it's almost like going to the end of the world, to the most remote place. So this is the naval shipyard. I cannot stop the lighting. So you can see these are mostly rolling hills. I think we are on this side, and this side is the naval shipyard. Or maybe I am wrong. Maybe this side, I do not know. Anyway, one side is the shipyard, one side is the people's residential city place. So here is the logo of Naval Inshore Operations Training Center, Mare Island, Freedom, with an eagle, bald eagle. So this is the historical city hall. I am guessing this is the second phase of historical city hall, and that museum was the first historical city hall, and then maybe need expansion, and this is the second historical city hall, and now it becomes empty on the lower floor. Temple art lofts, and yeah, with some art exhibitions there. So look at it. So this is old officers' mansion, and it was built in 1901. Oh my! The old officers' mansion. Wow! And now it's a wine tasting room. Wine tasting. Oh my goodness! A part of history here. So the old time, the officers lived well. And they have concert here. Oh, so cool. So this is the old officers' mansion, and this one particularly built in 1901, and now I think they developed into Godfather tasting room. Every Saturday, Sunday, they have concert, and I did not even know that. I tried to walk in. As I walked, there was one young gentleman said, um, um, "Do you have a ticket or booked something?" I just know that this is a concert, and you can come here to to have fun every Saturday and Sunday. And he's so nice. My name is Gregory. What is your name? My name is Haiying, and we shake hands. And maybe next week I will come back here. And I said I cannot drink. He said you can dance. That is for sure. Oh, so cool. And this one is a coffee shop, I think. Ah, officers building. So I will check it out. This one is called the quarters, and that one is Vino Godfather tasting room. I can check about their schedule and see when I can come here. How interesting.